Meanwhile, let's bring in one of Donald Trump's former attorneys, Tim Parlatore, oversaw the FBI search at Mar-a-Lago, and he joins us right now. Tim, good morning to you.
Morning.
Okay, so what do you think?
You know, I read the decision last night, and I think it was kind of stunning to me for how much it ignored the federal law. You know, the Congress took that provision of the Constitution, the 14th Amendment. They implemented it in 18 U.S.C. 2383, which is the insurrection and rebellion statute. And that is a statute that has been considered by multiple grand juries in D.C., both related to the protesters as well as to Donald Trump, and has been rejected repeatedly. And that is the statute that specifically says if you're convicted of this section, then you are disqualified from holding office. So for a state court to then go, kind of around that statute to try and implement their own standard and decide, even though all of these grand juries sitting in D.C. declined to charge insurrection, we find that there was an insurrection. It's just not appropriate. And I think that it's a state court that's really wading into a political argument as opposed to a legal argument.
So, Tim, on page 42 of the dissent, this is what they say. There was no strict compliance with procedural due process here. How is that result fair? And how can we expect Coloradans to embrace this outcome as fair? So I guess, how do you answer that question to the people of Colorado? Because they won't have a candidate if this holds up. I think it's going to go to the Supreme Court. How will they have a free and fair election?
Well, and that's the problem, is that when you go through and do these things through the court system, it goes right back to the message that Donald Trump tried to put out back in 2016, which is that the ruling class isn't listening to you, and they don't trust the voters to make a decision on their own. And I think that that's the message that the voters are going to take away from this, which is why, as much as I'm sure some people are celebrating this decision, it could have, the opposite effect of giving him a boost in the polls and just, reinforcing that same narrative.
So, Tim, they had the cases dismissed in Minnesota, New Hampshire, Florida, Idaho, Utah, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Maine. It just got dismissed. Same case. But the others, they got 13 more that are pending right now in these states. Even by the odds, with all these Democratic governors appointing Democratic justices, you got to figure this is going to happen again. So let me just ask you, will the Supreme Court address this? And if they find that they agree with you about Colorado, they had no right to do this, will that just cease and desist all these other challenges?
Yes, I think this is a case where the Supreme Court has to step in because there has to be consistency across the states. And, when you read the Colorado Supreme Court decision, they are specifically saying that Trump is ineligible for the office of the president. So if you carry that logic through, let's say that we let Colorado stand on its own and, let's say the other states come out the other way. He's on 49 ballots and he's able to overcome the fact that he wasn't on Colorado. And let's say he wins the election. What happens then? Now the Colorado Supreme Court has told the governor of Colorado he's not eligible to be president, so you can ignore him. Yeah. So now Colorado doesn't recognize the chief executive. I mean, the ramifications of this are completely wild, and it's one of the reasons why I don't see a world in which the Supreme Court doesn't step in on this.
Yeah, well, let's talk about those ramifications a little bit more, because that's one side of things. The other side is clearly political, and you lived through the Mar-a-Lago raid. You followed the reaction to that very closely. And
Sure.
What happened after that was that it just rallied Trump supporters even more. Do you anticipate that happening here as well?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're already seeing some of his, opponents in the primary that are rallying around him. And, it's very reminiscent of that time when the initial indictments came down, when the raid happened, where, people are going to sit there and say, this is an overstep, this is an abuse of the judicial process to affect a political goal. And, really the courts are there, to keep things fair and safe, not to further political agendas. And so I think it is not only going to help him in the polls, but it's also going to further damage the public's confidence in the integrity of the judicial system.
Well, let's see where it goes. Tim, thank you very much for getting up early and weighing in on this. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.